Kensurfs here, and we're going to do a little bit different video today. Today for the last 2 days, I got an opportunity to spend the night at a bungalow at Vision Quest at the Monterey Zoo. Now, we've all been to zoos before, and you get to go see the animals in the cages, but this experience is a little different. This experience, you get to actually stay on the premises overnight, and those lions are roaring. Those animals are making noise. The hyenas. I mean, it's kind of an experience, and you're right in the middle of it. And there's actually only 8 bungalows here. So you get a really private little tour with this experience. It's kind of like a bed and breakfast. You spend the night. They bring 2 animals over to you. You get to sit on your patio, and they'll bring 2 animals. We got to see a raccoon and a badger up close and personal.
Taking our weird dog for a walk.
Aww.
I know where we're going. She knows exactly where we're going. This is Wink, our one-eyed raccoon.
Aww.
Well, because she is one-eyed, she has a boyfriend named Trip.
We don't want baby
Yes.
raccoons.
How long do you have to wait for them?
She's already rubbing herself on things, and I had some raccoons on my neighbor's roof going at it the other night, so I know he's super duper cute. This here is Tug.
He's our baby badger, your North American baby badger. He's about 7 months old. He came to us when he was 2 months old. He was significantly smaller then, and he's actually bigger than our full-grown one that we currently have. Yep.
Oh.
Now, badgers, we're not on walks and everything. Our other badger that we have on property does not like people, does not like walks.
Oh.
And so he's much more difficult to work
And
with.
do they stay together?
No, they're in separate enclosures. They are solitary animals, so
Okay.
even when we do finish building the zoo, they'll be in separate enclosures.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you found another treasure? Oh, big one.
So when did the construction start here?
Construction started, was that 5 years ago or 7 years ago? We became a zoo 7 years ago.
I want to say it was about 3 years ago. We officially became the zoo 5 years.
But then we actually went down and got to feed the tiger, the lynx, and the elephants. So it's really a hands-on experience, and man, great for kids too. Great for me. I had a blast. It's a little cold, believe me. You can feel this wind blowing. It's in the high 40s right now. But we're in November in Salinas, California, so what do you expect? So I'm going to show you some of the sights and some of the things that you can see if you do choose to do this experience. And I'm just going to pan from where I'm sitting on my patio, and you can kind of see what's right out in front of me. Those are some other bungalows. I think it's 1, 2, 3, and 4 off in the distance there. There's one of the elephants. We've got a zebra down there. They're over there eating. One of the stations that you can sit and watch the animals. There's another bungalow. Makes you feel like you're actually on an African safari. And these things are really comfortable. I mean, they've got all the comforts of home, but it's actually, okay, it's a dual roof, so in case it rains. Now I see. You can bring your car right on up. It's definitely warmer inside the bungalow. You can hear the wind whipping though.
And actually hand it to him. We'll take pictures for you so you guys can be in the moment. He'll be right in front of an elephant after all. And then once you guys are out of treats, we're gonna have to Just get head on back up this way. You got a runny nose.
Tori's been staying in our bungalows. Working on it.
Stay here. How much of the proceeds?
She's getting so snotty out around here. Because when she was a kitten, she claws and sharper teeth than your regular house cat. Push that in the quarters. And what we're feeding her is this lovely mixture. It looks like ground beef, but it's actually called Nebraska. And it is, think of putting a cow in a blender. So it's got everything. It's got the bones, it's got the ligaments, it's got all the tendons, all that stuff. You guys can take turns. We're just gonna give this to her in little balls until it's all gone.
Aww.
And she is, I'm sorry if I didn't say it, she is a Siberian lynx. So she is the largest of the lynx family. We'll walk by a lot of times. The reason it takes 40 cats is because they like to use just the underbelly for that pure soft white fur. But she is not in danger of that.
Good.
And how did she come to you?
She came to us from another facility. All of our animals have come to us legally and from other facilities that are either another certified breeding program or another fishing game or from another zoo. She'll come back in a second. So she is also a very comfortable eater. She's not worried about where her food's coming from, and you can see that in the way she crouches down and eats her food and in the way that she walks off and comes back to her food. She's not worried that it's not going to be there when she comes back, or if it is going to not be there, she's not worried about her ability to go and catch it.
Yeah.
Turns out the larger the cat, the less successful they are at hunting. So when we go feed our next animal, I'll tell you more about that and how successful he is. It's not very. But
You saw
now that they're not fully mature, see where our lions and tigers and bears are. So we completed this phase about 3 years ago because they were our biggest animals and also the ones with the most laws surrounding the care of them. So we wanted to make sure we got them situated right away. And then before we go behind the scenes, just he's quite a love, and he's actually probably one of our sweetest tigers. He's still a big wild animal though. But first person first, come grab the stick because he is hungry. 10 to 12 pounds of meat, mixture of that Nebraska and chicken. I'm sorry, here you go. Depending on time of year, depending on if he needs to lose weight or not.
Aww.
And if you just listen for a moment. Right. So Hobbs, he is a Bengal tiger. We used to have two males. Indy passed away about 3 weeks ago. They are both very old, so they're about 15 or 16 years old. I don't know their exact birthday. But in tiger world, that's enormously aged because in the wild, males on average only live 6 to 7 years because they're very territorial. We were able to keep our two boys together though because they thought they were brothers. So, and they weren't competing for territory or for food or for females. Exactly. So they were both totally fine being together. We kept them separated in the evening time, but together out in the big enclosure. He's doing pretty good with it. We're really glad that he's still eating. He does miss Indy. You can definitely see that sometimes. He likes coming and seeing all of us when we come back. He's always been social, but even more so since Indy passed.
And how old is he?
He's about 15 or 16. So he's about 550 pounds. So he's got a good 150 pounds on any of our tigers, or on our lions.
Yeah.
They're the true kings of the jungle. They're the largest of the big cat families. Your mountain lions are the largest of the small cat family. So mountain lions cannot roar, but they can purr. These guys can roar, but they can't purr. But he does do that chuff that you heard when we first walked in, and he does that. That is his version of a purr, and it's a very happy sound. That's him saying hi.
He's happy to see you.
I'm so glad you brought my dinner because I like food. Food is fantastic. Now, as you can also see, he's not crouching down to eat his food. 2 reasons. 1 is partly his arthritis, but 2, they're actually not very successful hunters out in the wild. They're only successful about 1 in every 20 attempts. And so because of that, they'll usually gorge themselves on up to 96 pounds of meat at one time if it's available. Because we feed them every single day, if we allowed him to do that, that would not be, we'd have one very giant kidney in our hands. And not a healthy one. So this is more than enough food for him because he gets fed every single day.
So was that built special for him because he does have arthritis, that little ramp?
No, we just have all of that for all of our animals.
So that's his usual area
Outside, yes.
in there. Okay.
Yep.
This
He's
is-
not staying here all day unless he's undergoing some medical care, which he was a couple of months ago. So he was off exhibit for a few weeks. Yeah.
Does he sleep in here?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Oh yeah.
Not
He
in the
loves
big
his den
enclosure?
box. That is very comfortable for him. This has a roof. The outside area does not have a roof, so this is a good spot for him. Don't push it under just yet. Let me do this. There we go. And as you can see, he's not afraid that I'm going to take his food because he's not trying to get at me. He's very comfortable.
Would the girls do that?
Oh yes. Oh, they're like drooling and snarling at me when we go over there and feed them. And if I so much as look like you would, I would not even do that. Now, before he got the arthritis, we would actually hand it to him up here so you guys could see how tall they are. So when he stands up, he reaches up to the top of this very easily.
So if those squirrels are running around, does he try and like catch them?
No, they don't really care. Bartley or Caracal is actually the one who will go after them the most and think it's a really fun game to play. He'll also catch birds and stuff like that. But this guy, he's like, that's all good. It's totally fantastic. Oh, I know. He's just stunning, isn't he? And he's just so muscular and so cute. So large, like you just don't really know how big they are until you see them up close.
Yeah.
Well, any last questions for Rob's here? Collar trunk. Collar trunk. Collar trunk. Steady. Pussy steady. Steady, collar trunk. Look back there. Facility out of, I believe it was South Carolina. It was a family, oh no, I'm sorry, they came from the one in Ohio. And so Ohio, it was a family owned and operated kennel. They were actually the first African elephants that they ever used in their show, Paula being the very first one to come over. Mix it up because the brand, like I said, it's like baby formula. and then Paula and Butch also both get a joint supplement. Paula for her age, Butch for his size, and then they also get vitamin E mixed in there too, just because it's good for them. And I didn't realize that vitamin E came in so many different forms. So the version that we give them is specifically for animals, and you don't want to take it as a human. Your body can't process it properly. So, but for them, they can. And I didn't know that, but it makes sense because they have totally different body builds than us. And then, this is always a fun one. So you guys know this. How long have
They
you been
just
here?
they get bored easily. So if it's taking like a long time, they're like, okay. They're just not smart, you know. It's crazy.
How long have you been here?
2 years.
We can actually hold up to about 4 gallons in his nose and bring it up to drink. Yeah. So you put it in Yep, puts it in his nose and brings it up to his mouth. Yep. Can I give her 2 at a time?
Yeah, you can give her 25 if you got it. She'll take it.
Oh, she's bored with me.
They're just small carrots, so she just like, it's not really working it, so I'm gonna eat my hand. So the more the better.
But that's a good question, baby.
Yeah.
When he's holding water in his nose, is he holding his breath or
Yep.
does he breathe through his nose?
They don't really mouth breathe, so it's all through the trunk.
That's all. So they hold it for a second and just for water.
Yep.
What?
Oh Oh yeah, he's waited for 20 before.
Uh-oh, Diane. He wants some.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hi, baby. Do I hold hers straight out? Oh yeah, she wants hers straight.
I gave him one and he wanted a few.
You like that? Oh, she's so cute. Look at her. Her eyelashes. You're beautiful. Oh, you are so pretty. I'm coming. Take a picture of her eyelashes.
Down and meet a cougar, puma, forest cat, mountain lion, ghost cat, catamount. Just like Eskimos and snow, there's 100 different names for that same exact cat. We lovingly call him. He is one of the smallest species of deer. He's also one of the oldest. If you look closely when he turns to you, you can see he actually has tusks coming out of his mouth. These guys are found out in Australia. He's got that giant tail. He can rock his entire body weight back on that tail and lift all the Ernie kind of looks like a kangaroo, deer, rabbit, donkey combination. He's got elephant eyelashes, cat whiskers, kind of looks like maybe a jackalope off season. What he actually is a Patagonian mara or a Patagonian monkey. They're found down in Argentina, where they live in mated pairs, mommies and daddies.
Get eaten by them in the wild.
Make sure you stay with your group, or else you will see old animals again and not see the new ones. Good wrangling there. Trip, you can imagine what he's missing one of. Now, Wink here was found out in the wild. She had gotten into a fight with another animal and lost that eye. But legs to pee, they all bark to communicate. On cue. Now, they are den dwellers, so they'll live in holes that they dig in the ground. That was not actually this guy, by the way. That was another dog, little ones. That would have been very scary sounding. Which are called black and white rough lemurs. Black and white, obviously. Rough lemurs for the hair around their faces. Spoiled. Okay, boy, yes, another question.
Are they related?
They are not. Good question. In the center here, we have some red rough lemurs. Now, Babs and Gabby are called Hamadryas baboons. These guys are found in the desert savannas of northern Africa. Yes, you're really loud. Where they spend most of their time down on the ground, living in very large families called troops with sometimes up to 200 individuals. She's throwing a little fit. It's the equivalent of a 2-year-old temper tantrum. Here we've got the 2 females. Now the capuchin monkey is also known as the old organ grinder monkey, used a lot in movies, TV shows, and commercials. You may have seen one at Night at the Museum, Ace Ventura Pet Detective, even the TV show Friends. Hey, little ones, come on over here. Slide on down so you can see. That's the vantage of his skin smells like butter at popcorn. So whoever carries him around the bed and breakfast on our shoulders does end up smelling like butter popcorn. But of all the things you can go home at the end of the day from a zoo smelling like, it is not so bad. Okay, you guys. Copy, thank you. Welcome up to Oz. This is what the whole zoo will eventually look like. I like to say that we will one day be up to par with that of the San Francisco or Santa Barbara zoos, but honestly I think we're going to be cooler because we are maintaining the intimacy between you and the animals. Last week I was giving a tour and this little girl got peed on by the lion. You are just that close. Now before you, in front, up top, we've got Hobbs, our male Bengal tiger. Past him on the right-hand side, our female Bengal tigers, Moksha and Rajani. On the left-hand side, taking up the whole strip, we've got Jacob and his girlfriend.
Should be funny. Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
Come look. Oh my God. That is so perfect.
I think it's mealtime for her too.
Bless you.
So cute. Oh. Look at him. What a beautiful animal. Got its eyes closed.
Hey brown bear, what
You look like a good treat.
you already did?
They know this is the way out. We got the electric fence there.
Hi. 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 So pretty. Hi. Hi. Aww.
Get my drink.
That's a tissue. Look at that. Oh.
All right, behind me is Oz, and it's like the Kingdom of Oz, I guess. They've got all brand new enclosures here. Because in case you didn't know, this used to be called Wild Things, and it started out as an animal rental company for exotic animals for Hollywood. And the owner, Charlie, had the lion Joseph, and they used to do all the TV shows and movies.
We're here for the 1 o'clock too. Okay. So 1 adult and 2 children. Okay, for an extra $7 a person, did you want to feed the elephants?
You guys want to feed elephants?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, we have food.
They'll give you some carrots.
Yeah, let's do that. It's going to be an experience. Let's do that.
2 and 3. So $65. So it's going to start at 1 o'clock. Around the corner to the left at the green light. They're going to combine you guys all in a big group. And then you guys are going to take you there to guide us. Because right now our zoo is under construction. Not for sure. We need about $2 million more. Pretty much. Okay, these are going to get you the elephants. These are going to get you in. It's going to be around the corner to the left at 1 o'clock. There's bathrooms over there and there's no problem. Have fun.
Then they stopped renting them out, and they made this an animal sanctuary, and now officially a zoo. So you're going to see some enclosures that are really brand new and spectacular, like the ones behind me. Then you're going to see the ones that are just temporary because the construction is still going on, and they're expanding this zoo like crazy. So if you haven't had a chance, come up here, check it out. It's well worth it. You get a lot closer to these animals than you ever do at the San Diego Zoo, that's for sure.